Now, Coach fragrances, in my experience, have always done really well, especially when we're talking about the compliment department. This goes back to Coach Leatherwear, which is now discontinued. We also have the original Coach for Men, Coach Blue. Well, in 2022, we had a brand new fragrance. This one can already be found discounted online for really cheap. This one is called Open Road. I'm excited to give you my thoughts on this new-ish fragrance, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I give you my thoughts on Coach Open Road, a brand new fragrance for men that came out last year in 2022, I want to start the video off by saying that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell icon so you could be notified whenever I do upload future videos to the channel. And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, or if you took something of value from today's episode. It would really mean a lot to me. So here is a fragrance that embodies or kind of tries to capture the spirit of travel. Of course, with a name like Open Road, it sounds like it's something very sort of ambitious or expeditionary, or just kind of going on a trip or a long journey, if you will. And I think it's kind of cool. The concept of it is really cool. And this one was actually composed by Jean-Christophe Hérault, who is kind of a widely known fact now that he was the perfumer behind Creed Aventus. Of course, for the longest time, Erwin Creed had all of the credit behind that composition, but now we're coming to discover that, oh no, wait, it's actually Jean-Christophe Hérault, who's also worked on Spice Bomb Extreme by Victor and Rolf. He's also done Wanted Girl by Azzaro, so on and so forth. So here we have a fresh and spicy fragrance. There's lavender, there's clary sage, which would make us think, oh, okay, so this is going to be kind of a contemporary masculine release. But then we also have Sichuan pepper, red apple in the opening, and then we have cedar and some other woods in the base. So in any case, I'm excited to give you my thoughts on the smell. Let's take a quick look at the presentation first. So in the opening of this fragrance, you have this interplay between fresh and spicy. Now, the spices in this fragrance are really coming from the Sichuan pepper, and right in the opening, I was like, okay, a peppery, fresh, slightly spicy fragrance. Immediately, I thought of fragrances like Dior Sauvage and Versace Dylan Blue. Both of those fragrances have kind of like this bergamot and pepper combination. Now here, we do it a little differently because instead of black pepper, we have Sichuan pepper. And of course, it does go without saying that Dior Sauvage has a few different types of pepper listed in the note breakdown as well. But this one has more of a lemony introduction as opposed to a bergamot introduction. But that's besides the fact. The one thing that I kind of noticed about this, and I saw it's not listed in the note breakdown, but I thought that I was picking up on a little bit of juniper. So I said, oh wow, there's a bit of juniper berry in here. And I think that that's the reason why this kind of reminded me of K by Dolce & Gabbana. And coincidentally, we have a woman's version coming out now called Q. I kind of anticipated that since I heard the name of the original. But this one does actually kind of remind me more so of the Eau de Toilette, the original version of K by Dolce & Gabbana. But I'm not really a big fan of K, and I actually do like this one. And I think that's because this one comes across a bit fresher. You have that combination of the lavender and the clary sage. Definitely makes it youthful, professional, masculine, well-groomed, like a fragrance that is kind of, you know, up with the times, right? Something that doesn't come across smelling like it existed in a different decade. And for Dolce & Gabbana K, kind of reminded me of Perry Ellis for Him, which was in the blue bottle with the round cap. That fragrance I really don't care for. So when I tried K by Dolce & Gabbana, and it kind of reminded me of Perry Ellis for Men, I wasn't a big fan of it. This one, on the other hand, takes things in a fresher direction. It has that aromatic appeal, but it also has a touch of that fruitiness in the opening from the red apple. And of course, we know Jean-Christophe Hérault, the perfumer, has used apple and pineapple and a bunch of other fruity ingredients in Creed Aventus. And of course, he has a really large and extensive resume that I would recommend you to check out. In the dry down, you definitely have that patchouli cedarwood combination. It's a bit more woodsy than it is green. Patchouli sometimes can come across smelling rather earthy and dirty in the literal sense. It kind of smells like soil. That's not the case in this fragrance. There's more of like this peppery, woodsy personality. And what a fitting choice to use cedarwood, because I've always said that cedarwood, whether it be Atlas cedarwood or Virginia cedarwood, it does kind of come across a little peppery. I think this is a great fragrance if you're looking for something youthful, fresh, well-groomed, professional, great for the office, super high compliment factor. My wife loves this one. I had her smell it in the car when I purchased it from Ulta way back, and I sprayed it in the box and she smelled it and she goes, okay, this one I want you to wear more often. So it does receive praise. I would definitely recommend that you check it out, but please don't do what I did. Don't buy it at retail, even though I paid 70 something dollars for it. You can find it online. Links are going to be down below. And it is going for a really good discount. Makes for a great gift, and I think it's a great all-season, all-occasion, professional, youthful, spicy, fresh type of a fragrance with a high compliment factor. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, I took a look at the uniqueness in the overall smell, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's not the most unique fragrance in the world. I bought it for the purposes of reviewing it, and I actually do see myself wearing it quite often to work or what have you. I just think it smells really good. It's fresh, it's inviting, not so playful or flirtatious, but more on the calm, perhaps even stoic, professional side of things. Stoic, but not apathetic, right? It's kind of like a minding my own business, doing what I have to do, professional kind of a fragrance, and I really enjoy that about this one. In terms of the longevity, you are going to get probably in the vein of 6 to 7 hours. Hopefully that's good enough for your purposes, especially for the price that you're going to be paying for this one. Projection was great for the first 45 minutes of application. It did radiate a little bit beyond an arm's length. It became an elbow's length scent right around hour 4, a skin scent right around hour 7. I think as long as you're wearing it indoors to the office, you can wear it all year long. However, I think it would work best in every season except for the winter, because it does have a lot of fresh elements in there. So if you are going to be wearing it outdoors, I would probably wear it every season except for the winter. It is masculine leaning. It has a bit more of a youthful appeal. And of course you can wear this one to the office, as I said, but you can wear this one casually too because of that easygoing, lighthearted nature about it. And in terms of the presentation, I like the blue stem on the inside of the bottle here. The built-in atomizer kind of goes along with the Coach aesthetic that we've grown used to over these past several years. I actually think it's a really nice presentation. My final verdict on this fragrance is it's not the most unique fragrance and it's not the most original fragrance, and yes, at times it may remind you of L'Homme by Yves Saint Laurent, or maybe some of the other Coach fragrances, or even K by Dolce & Gabbana, which is probably the biggest comparison. But it's fresh, it's spicy, it's professional, it's clean, it's inviting, it's inexpensive, and it has a high compliment factor. I'm a fan. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, please do consider showing your support. It's absolutely free. All you have to do is subscribe, hit the bell, and give it a thumbs up. I would love you so much for that. Thank you so much for watching. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.